Acha's Voice, Chapter 1. Acha, 7 years old, April. Grab my hand. I got you, I said real soft, the helicopter lifting off the ground as Duke grabbed Snake Eye's hand. I was trying to play as quiet as I could. My mama was banged up again, and I didn't want to wake her where she was sleeping up in her room. She told me to watch cartoons up in bed with her, and I had for a while, but when I saw she was asleep, I'd come downstairs to play with my G.I. Joe toys. The helicopter landed, and my guys jumped out and ran under the chair I had put a towel over to make into part of an underground bunker. I picked up the helicopter and lifted it off the ground again with a whoop whoop sound. I wished I could snap my fingers and make this a real helicopter. Then I'll pull my mama onto it and we'd fly away from here, away from him, away from the black eyes and my mama's tears. I didn't care where I would end up as long as it was far, far away. I crawled back into my bunker, and a few minutes later, I heard the front door open and close, and then the heavy footsteps walking through our foyer and down the hall towards where I was playing. I peeked out and saw a pair of shiny black shoes and the cuffs of what I knew were uniform pants. I crawled out as fast as I could, saying, "Uncle Connor," as he kneeled down and threw myself into his hands, making sure to stay clear of the side where he was keeping his gun and police flashlight. "Hey little man," he said, hugging me to him. "How's my rescue hero?" "Good. See the underground fortress I've built," I said, leaning away and proudly pointing back over my shoulder at the fort I had made under the table with blankets and towels. It was pretty cool. Uncle Connor smiled and glanced behind me. "I sure do. You did a good job there, Acha. I've never seen a fortress quite as impenetrable looking as that one." He winked and smiled bigger. I grinned. "Wanna play with me?" He messed my hair, smiling. "Not right now, buddy. Later, okay? Where's your mama?" I felt my own face fall. She's not feeling real good. She's laying down." I looked into Uncle Connor's face and the golden black eyes. The picture that popped into my head right away was the sky before a storm, dark and sort of scary. I moved back slightly, but as quick as that, Uncle Connor's eyes cleared and he pulled me into him again, squeezing me. "Okay, Acha, okay," he said. He set me back from him and held onto my arms as his eyes were moved over my face. I smiled at him and he smiled back. "You have your mama's smile, you know that?" I smiled bigger. I loved my mama's smile. It was warm and beautiful, and it made me feel loved. "But I look like my daddy," I said, looking down. Everyone said I had the hell look about me. He just stared at me for a minute, looking like maybe he wanted to say something, but then changed his mind. "Well, that's a good thing, buddy. Your dad is a handsome devil." He smiled at me, but I didn't move up into his eyes. I looked at him, wishing I looked like Uncle Connor. My mama told me that he was the most handsome man he'd seen in the whole of her life. But then she looked guilty, like she shouldn't have said that, probably because he wasn't my daddy, I guessed. Also, Uncle Connor was a police officer and a hero. When I grew up, I was gonna be just like him. Uncle Connor stopped up. "I'm gonna go see if your mama's awake." You play with your action figures and I'll be down in a minute, okay, buddy? Okay, I nodded. He messed my hair again and then walked towards the steps. I waited a couple of minutes and then I followed him up silently. I stepped around every squeak, holding onto the banister to move me forward. I knew how to be quiet in this house. It was important that I knew how to be quiet in this house. When I got to the top of the stairs, I stood just outside the door to my mama's room listening. The door was open, only a crack, but it was enough. I'm okay, Connor. Really? My mama said, her voice soft and still sleepy. You're not okay, Elsa, he hissed, his voice breaking at the end in a way that scared me. Jesus, I want to kill him. I'm done with this, Liz. I'm done with the matter routine. You may think you deserve this, but Archer does not. He said, spitting out the last few words in a way that let me know his jaw was tight enough, like I'd seen it before. Usually when my dad was around, I had nothing but Mama's soft crying for a few minutes before Uncle Archer spoke again. This time, his voice sounded strange, no expression in it. You wanna know where he is, right? He left the bar and went with Patty Nelson. He's screwing her 3 ways from Sunday in her trailer. I drove by and I could hear it from inside my car. Oh God, Connor, my mama's voice choked. Are you trying to make this worse? No, his voice roared. I jumped silently. No, he said. Quietly now. I am trying to make you see that it's enough. It's enough. If you think you needed to pay a penance, it's paid. Don't you see that? You were never right in that belief, but for the sake of argument, let's say you are. It's paid up, Liz. It's long since paid up. Now we are all paying. Christ. Do you wanna know what I felt when I heard the sounds coming out of that trailer? I wanted to burst in there and beat the shit out of him for humiliating you, disrespecting you in that way. And the fuck of it all is that I should be happy he's with someone other than you. Anyone other than the woman that is so fucking deep under my skin. I couldn't dig you up with a jackhammer, but instead I felt sick about it. Sick, Liz. Sick that he wasn't treating you right, even though him treating you right might mean I would never have you again. It was quiet from inside of the room for a couple of minutes, and I wanted to peek inside, but I didn't. All I heard was my mama's soft voice and some slight rustling. Finally, Uncle Connor went on, his voice quiet now, gentle. Let me take you far away from here, baby. Please, Liz. Let me protect you and Archer, please. His voice was filled with something I didn't know the name for. I sucked in a quick breath. He wanted to take us far away from here. What about Tori? My mama asked quietly. It's a couple of seconds before Connor answered. I'll tell Tori I was leaving. She'd have to know. We haven't had any kind of real marriage for years anyway. She'd have to understand. She wasn't Connor, my mama said, sounding scared. She won't understand. She'll do something to get even with us. She's always hated me. Elsa, we aren't kids anymore. This isn't about some stupid competition shit. This is real life. This is about me loving you. This is about us deserving to have a life together. This is about you, me and Archer. And Travis, she asked quietly. There was a pause. I'll work something out with Tori to say, you don't need to worry about that. was more silence, and then my mama said, "Your job, the town." "Elsa." Uncle Kwana said, his voice gentle, "I don't care about any of that. If there's no you, nothing else matters. Don't you know that by now? I resigned from my job, sell the land, we'll live a life, baby. We'll find some happiness away from here, away from this place, somewhere we can call our home." "Baby, I don't want that. Tell me you do." There was more silence. Only I heard soft sounds like maybe they were kissing. I had seen them kissing before when my mama did, I was crying like I was doing now. I knew it was wrong. Mamas weren't supposed to kiss men who weren't their husbands. But I also knew daddies weren't supposed to come home drunk all the time and slap their wives in the face. And mamas weren't supposed to look at uncles with the soft look my mama always got on her face when Uncle Kwana came around. It was all mixed up and I was confused. And I wasn't sure how to sort it all. That's why I spied on them, trying to understand. Finally, after what seemed like a long time, my mama whispered, so I could barely hear, "Yes, Kona, take us away from here. Take us far, far away. Me, you and Acha. Let's find happiness. I want that. I want you. You're the only one I've ever wanted. Liz, my Liz." I heard Uncle Kona saying between heavy breaths. I snuck away, making my way back up the stairs in between the noisy spots, not making a sound, moving in silence.